What is up, everybody? I am Matthew Holt here with Rock Racing TV and the National Rock Racing Association. This is our live draw for our very last race of the regular season. We do have one more race. Un momento. Hang on 1 second. Yes, doctor. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. That was my boss. That was my boss calling me. We were chatting about production before we went live. We were trying to play with some new stuff, some new features. Again, this is the last regular season race of the 2023 season. We have usually 3 Northern, 3 Central, 3 Southern races. That makes up our 9-race Cup Series, and then we have finals at the end. Finals will be at Mid-America. So this is a very special race. This is our last chance to get points in before finals. We will have 2 courses, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Side-by-sides will be on Friday. Big Bounce will be on Saturday. Some other classes thrown in there as well. Then after this race, our last race will be finals, which is 4 courses, where these are typically 2 for a regular season race. As well as, this is a very, very special race because this is the last time, supposedly, fingers crossed it's not, but this will be the last time we ever race at Dyersburg, Tennessee, at Bikini Bottoms Off-Road Park. The owner is going to build a home on the property, from what I hear, so we're not going to be able to race there anymore. We've had many, many amazing memories there. I'm very, very sad. Again, I love this park. It's got long bit of hills. It's designed much like an amphitheater for those of you who have never been to the park. You can sit on the top of the hill and see all the course around, or see all the spectators at the bottom. Or if you're sitting at the bottom, you can literally see the entire hill at the top. It's a great, great area to watch. It's a lot of fun. It's really, really kind of bummed that we're going to be not racing there anymore. I'm super sad, just because I like the park owners. I love the park. Now that Dirty Turtle isn't open anymore, this is probably the closest park to me. It's like 5.5 to 6.5 hours from us, so I hate to see it close just because it's close. Plus, I love the park too. It's a lot of fun. Going to be a great time. Again, we'll have the live feed going as well. You guys can watch on Rock Racing TV. We hope you tune into that. Go ahead and run my OTTD, my outfit of the day. Got my Tunnel Vision Racing shirt on. Ethan Martin, it's his shirt. He has a business. Well, he works at a company and helps run the company that does tunnels for trains. And so he has a buggy named Tunnel Vision, had a side-by-side. Now he has a big rock bouncer. He runs the Plowboy 3, I believe it is. It's the old Plowboy buggy. Again, built by Reject Fab, I believe, was the last one they ran. So very, very cool. Obviously did a great, great job. Ended up on the podium a few races ago. Our last race he missed because he was at the Indian Mountain Ride for a Cure, or Race for a Cure race. So again, a couple guys was really close to them, so they just stopped off there. And again, we hate seeing guys miss our race, but we also appreciate them making an effort to help someone, a great cause. So we always appreciate that, and that's a really special event too. This is going to be brought to you by Raceline. I'm sorry, not Raceline. It'll be brought to you by, give me 1 second, I just had it up. It'll be brought to you by Rocklife Off-Road. They also sponsor our stock class, so we appreciate them. Rocklife Off-Road, they do a ton of stuff. I've bought parts from my side-by-side. I know they do a lot with Dan Carter. They have a couple of the racers they sponsor with. They also partner with some tire companies and stuff for racers, so if you guys need side-by-side parts, hit up Rocklife Off-Road. They do a great, great job of helping take care of lots of guys. We had a couple late, I say late, but just before we start the live feed. Typically on Sundays, the Sunday before the race, we'll do our live draw, which is super, super awesome to see. We also have a couple of guys. We typically stop registration at 5 o'clock. We have a few racers who hopped in after that. So we have 27 racers total in the class of rock bouncers. So I am super, super geeked to watch that. Give me 1 second. I'll get our live stuff all set up here. So we're going to go ahead and do our live draw. We have 27. I grab one more. 27. We have 27 racers in the rock bouncing class, which I am super, super geeked about. Super pumped. So let me get them all flipped over. I can draw randomly from people who are signing in. Let's see. Dan Bowman, what's up? Hey, looks like Matthew. What's up, buddy? I talked to Dan a little bit ago. I have some great news about that. As some of you may have heard, for those of you who have been keeping your ear to the street on the bouncer community, we have some cool stuff happening at this race. Again, a lot of you know that Wade Good had to take some time off for health issues. Again, he had some neck injuries stuff, so he had to take some time off. So he will be coming back. And not just coming back racing, but also coming back with Gold Rush. So I am so stoked right now to see Wade come back. I'm geeked. I see him jumping in the chat. We back, can't wait. Wade Good, I am so geeked to see him come back. And here's the best part. Again, for those of you who follow the sport very closely, this is not news to you. For those of you who aren't intertwined in the sport, Dan Bowman currently owns Wade Good's old rig Misfit. He owns Tyrant, and he also owns Gold Rush. He owns all 3 of those buggies. He's bringing all 3 of those buggies to race in the rock bouncing race. So he will be racing Dan Bowman. He'll be racing Tyrant, which he was doing some testing and tuning with somebody else who kind of built the buggy earlier this week. Clayton Smith is his son-in-law. He will be racing Misfit, the buggy that Wade Good used to race, and Wade Good will be racing Gold Rush. And I am so stinking geeked. I got to see some spy videos of Wade in Gold Rush, and he was sending it. He was sending it like it owed him money. I am so very impressed. I'm also a little scared because that buggy has a lot of power, and Wade is going to hammer down on it at this park. So I'm a little interested to see how it's going to go. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm so pumped. We have 27 rock bouncers. We got some OGs jumping there, like Alex Sanders is coming. Again, I don't know other OGs might hop out. I know Timmy talked about teasing about coming to this race. We'll see if he shows up. Obviously, he's going to have like half a dozen chassis there racing. I am so stinking geeked. And 27 bouncers is great to have that many. Again, it's a lot of fun. What's up, Jack Porter? Ricky Radcliffe. I got Trent Radcliffe's name on here. Colby Reich says, going to be an exciting weekend. Can't wait to see everyone back racing. Again, me either. I see Don Curtis jumping in there. Don Curtis did some racing in our last race. And a Cherokee. Super excited that. Yeah. Wade just said, we have Gold Rush tuned in. I got to see a video, and I'm not going to put it online, but I got to see a video. It's set to kill. And then I also, shortly after that, got a Misfit video, and it also is set to kill. And we obviously know that Tyrant runs very well, and it was with Timmy they were doing some testing and tuning and making sure it's set to dialed in. So all 3 buggies are set to kill. I am so geeked to see them all race. And I do not know what it's going to be like, but I'm pumped. I always tell people, first and foremost, I am a racer. I have several things, but first and foremost, I am a fan of the sport. And so I'm very, very thankful that I get to have a front stage seat of what's going to go on. I'm very thankful for that. That means so much to me. And since I got to see some videos before that, I am also super jazzed to get to watch this. I see Christy Wills jumping in there. Justin Wills, a better half. They had an anniversary today. Shout out. Happy anniversary. I'm super geeked. I am so geeked for this race. Being the last time, I think it's going to try to be a big blowout event. It's in Dyersburg. Dyersburg is a great town. They have a Chick-fil-A there. Shout out. Chick-fil-A. I love my Chick-fil-A. They also have hotels. They have hardware stores. So if there's something we need, if you need parts, and it isn't, some other racer doesn't have it, we can run in town and grab it. It's not a big deal. Let somebody know. Again, we're going to try to do our very best to make this an awesome event. We at this race, we have had the Icelandic people come over and race with us before, so that's always been a very special event for them, and I'm super jazzed to see all of us there having a great race, and I really look forward to it, and hopefully we can promote the heck out of this week and just have an awesome event. Without further ado, I will go ahead and draw. Just because Dan Bowman was in there, I'll try to draw this time. I will try to rip through them and by order of people that were coming in. Again, I got them all mixed up over here. Dan Bowman, we'll start with you. Number 7 for Dan Bowman. And I will just I will rip through them in order that people hopped in. Wade Good, I saw him in there. 8. Wade Good has number 8. Colby Reich was in here. Colby, we're going to give you number 5 for Colby Reich. I saw him in there. I also saw Nick Reich was in there. Where's Colby's name at? I'll give you 1 second to find him. Chris Griggs, Colby Reich. He was number 8. I lied. That was not right. Is that right? 5. Clyde, he was number 5. Okay. Next, Christy was in there. 17 for Mr. Justin Wills, wherever he's at on my list. 17 for Mr. Justin Wills. Who else was in my chat? Jack Porter's in there. Jack Porter, number 20. Jack Porter, number 20. He always whined, I know I was going to go first. Or 20, so you'll be way, way late in the first course, and you'll be middle of the pack in the second one, Jack. You got a good number now. Who else is in here? Who have we not drawn yet? Ricky Radcliffe, number 19, Ricky Radcliffe. So Trent Radcliffe will be number 19. I just talked to Alex Sanders. He will be number 27. Mr. Alex Sanders will be number 27. Ben Driscoll. I got Ben Driscoll on here. He'll be number 22 for Mr. Ben Driscoll. About time, right. Let's see, who's my next on my list? Brandon Davis. Number 1. Brandon Davis, number 1. Number 1, Brandon Davis. His buggy is usually at TC Chassis. Again, he runs the IFS chassis. Next is Clint Garrison, number 14. Clint Garrison, number 14. Let's see who else is on my list. Scott Marr, jump in there. What's up, buddy? Let's see. Ethan Jones, number 13 for Ethan Jones. Ethan Jones. Ethan Martin, again, Tunnel Vision shirt. Ethan Martin, number 15 for Ethan Martin. Where's Ethan Martin at? Right there. Number 15. Okay. Jay Storts is next on. He's usually on our number 3 for Mr. Jay Storts. He's usually in our chat, hopping in there. Let's do Matt Schuessler, number 11. We'll do number Schuessler for Matt 11. Again, Matt Schuessler has probably one of the most acrobatic things I've ever seen done in a rock bouncer at this park. He usually puts on a heck of a show. He did like a somersault triple gainer off the big ramp they had. One of the most insane things I've ever seen. That was pretty crazy. What's up, Alex Sanders? I just drew your number. You were number 27, I believe. I think you were number 27 or 21. I'll look in a minute. Yeah, 27. Okay. Randall Key, number 16 for Randall Key. Let me just get my list going here. I'm kind of drawing them just randomly this time because I usually draw them in alphabetical order, so that way we're getting the number order Clyde emails them in. Tyler Young, number 12 for Tyler Young. Okay, Richard Hodges, number 4 for Richard Hodges. Next is Mark Carpenter, number 6 for Mark Carpenter. Again, he's been putting on a heck of a show here lately. Nick Reich, number 18 for Nick Reich. He's coming out of Wisconsin, I believe. They had the 18. I think that was 18. They had a big event earlier this year, like a county fair they do that's really, really awesome. DC Thompson, number 9 for DC Thompson. Number 10, let's see who's next on the list. Chris Griggs, number 10 for Chris Griggs. Cooper Bentley. Let's do 26, Cooper Bentley. Cooper Bentley, number 26. Daniel Heckley, number 21 for Daniel Heckley. Danny Kelso, number 2 for Danny Kelso. Let's see, I think I have a few more in here. I got 3 more names to draw. Matt Holt, me. 23, number 23 for me. Okay. I have, let's see who else I have. I have 2 names left. Let's see who else I have left. Clayton Smith, 25 for Clayton Smith. He's been running the Misfit buggy, and I got 1 name left. 24 for whoever I got left. Let's see who I got left. 24 for John Campbell. 24 for John Campbell. Again, John Campbell runs a turbo buggy. It's usually set to kill. Taz buggy. It runs really, really awesome. He'll be coming out. Again, he has a single seat, and it's a center seat. It has gas on one side, brake on the other. A very, very cool buggy to see. I always like watching him. He's an OG in the sport and has no problem absolutely putting it down. And definitely does very well. We're going to cut to commercial, and we'll be right after these messages.
There's only one tire brand that can call itself legendary. Rebirthed from the depths of Baja and representing decades of racing heritage, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. This dominating tire is purpose-built for thrill seekers everywhere. The new Baja Legend MTZ. It's time to get what you really want in a tire. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound for enhanced wet performance. PowerPly 3-ply construction for sidewall protection and responsive handling. Improved 4-pitch side biters for bold looks and off-road grip. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. Gear up and roll with the American mud terrain legend, the Baja Legend MTZ.
Presenting the all-new designs from Treadwear Apparel in 2021. Visions are better at the top. More throttle than brake, more balls than brains. If you're gonna win, you're gonna need these. Life is better topless. The NRRA official flag shirts. Real trucks don't have spark plugs. No guts, no glory. Definitely no story. Your girlfriend likes it when I bounce her. Grab yourself some new merch today.
And we are back. All right, they give me a chance to get all my numbers sorted. Next, we're going to do the UTV Cup. I've seen a few of the UTV drivers in there. I got 16 of those. This will be the UTV Cup. So this is a more of a buggy chassis for those of you guys who are not familiar with the series. This is more of a tube chassis type buggy, more of an unlimited side-by-side. We'll be running these as well on Friday. And they're a good time to watch. A lot of guys who race side-by-sides in the stock class, a lot of times will also race this class. We have a few guys like Brandon Davis who's the same exact buggy, and then we have some people who bring two separate buggies like Dan Carter. That's always a good time to watch. So we appreciate those guys who really come in. And again, Dan Carter, I know will be, he's one of the guys usually tuning in, so appreciate him and all he does. In fact, I know Dan was messaging me earlier, so we're going to start with him. What's up, Clay Kaysen? You know what, Clay Kaysen? I'm going to draw your name first. I'm going to draw you first. Let's see, we got number 3. Number 3 for Clay Kaysen. I know he was messaging me earlier. I'll draw his number first. Again, 3. Again, there's only 16 guys, so you're going to have pretty short numbers on these. So Clay Kaysen was number 3. Next will be Adam Kuntz at number 2. Next is Austin Tidwell, number 12 for Austin. Austin Connell, number 4 for Austin Connell. Okay. Brandon Davis, number 8 for Brandon Davis. Casey Howe, number 6. Again, Casey's been doing awesome this season. Cody Kaysen, Clay's brother, number 13. Oh, man, number 13. I'm sure those guys will be strategizing all week on what number he should run at. Again, Cody will definitely want to utilize that 13. Next will be Cooper Bentley, 11. And I know Cooper and run with Cody and Clay, so they'll definitely be checking that out. Craig Zoller, number 10 for Craig. Dan Carter, again, Dan the Man Carter, definitely going to be awesome. 14 for Dan the Man Carter. DC Thompson, DC Thompson, number 5 for Mr. DC Thompson. Dylan Dowler next. Number 7. Craig's jumping in there. Super excited. What's up, Craig? Yeah, I literally just drew your number. Where were you? I literally just drew your number, I thought. Next is Madison King, number 15. Again, Madison, her brother Nathan, always come out and put on a heck of a show. Mark Carpenter, number 1. Good old numero uno for Mr. Mark Carpenter. Next is Nathan King, number 9 for Nathan King. Now, him and his sister always do a great job. Tyler Bradley, number 16. Tyler's one of our seasoned drivers as well. Again, always coming out and putting it on. Yes, number 10. That was you. Yes. Again, that was number 10. That was 16. That was all of our UTV Cup. I guess I could do UTV stock class next. Those guys usually race on the same day. We have 11 of them. So 2, 4, 13's out. 3, 6, 7, 9, 5. 14's gone. 15, 16. So yeah, we got 11 of those. Is that right? Yep. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. All right. I'm going to flip them all back over. Again, next I'll be doing UTV stock. Okay. I know we have a handful of guys that race UTV stock that also race UTV Cup. Again, some of them do the same chassis, some don't. Depends on the guys. Brandon Davis, we were joked last time. Me and Bree were making jokes about how we need to sort of GoFundMe for Brandon so he can take that poor little Can-Am that he's abused for so long and finally trade it in. But again, Brandon's got some cool stuff, which I'm sure we'll talk about at some point. He's building a UFO chassis, or having a UFO chassis built so he can do some Ultra 4 racing. And I said, okay, so are you going to use your UFO chassis for rock bouncing as well? And he said, maybe. He said, depends on the course. Again, if you're going to do a lot of jumping, a lot of woods course, the UFO chassis might actually work a little better if it's not something that's super, super crazy. So we might see that coming around next season. So excited for that. And again, that'll be a lot of fun. Brandon, I wish him well. And again, I do a lot of the Ultra 4 stuff as well, so it's good to see him out there. Next with the UTV stock, we'll start with Mr. Adam Kuntz, number 2 for Mr. Adam Kuntz. Brandon Davis, number 10. Braden Upchurch, number 11. Dan Carter, number 8. Daniel Heckley, number 6. Dylan Dowler, number 5. Jay Stortz, number 3. Johnny Gibbs, number 1. Johnny Gibbs, another guy who puts on a heck of a show. Next is Justin Holback, number 9. Scotty Harden, number 4. And 7 for Mr. Slater Kaufman. Again, Slater's a new name I haven't seen for a while. So Slater Kaufman, or forever, I mean. Slater Kaufman, number 7. Next we can do VIN class. We got 5 of those guys. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got Bill Curtis, Charles, Chris, Don Curtis, Justin Holback, and Mark Crow racing with us. So we got 5 of those guys. Mr. Bill Curtis, number 1, because you are number 1 in our heart, Mr. Bill Curtis. Again, we love you. We were cheering you on it last time. He had a Jeep he brought out, had a lot of fun with it. Again, great to see him out having a good time. He's dad of Don Curtis. Don Curtis is our inaugural stock VIN class champion. Next is Charles Chris, number 3. Charles rocks a Cherokee, and his red Cherokee sends it constantly. He drives his Cherokee much like Cherokees are designed to be driven. Don Curtis, number 2 for Don Curtis in his full-body 1-ton Chevy. Justin Holback in the WT, as I like to say, number 4. In the work truck, the old double T. Appreciate Justin and all he does. Justin and Keith Toolman both hold a special place in my heart. They do a lot of recovery and help guys get flipped back over. They have both helped me get things pulled or pushed back. It was Keith a little bit more just because he's been doing it longer. Huge shout out to those guys. They make a big, big difference. And again, having those guys tow you or borrow parts or tools off of them, it's never anything you want to do. Sometimes it's kind of embarrassing when you have to do it, but we're very, very thankful they're there. So we really appreciate those guys in our hearts. And Mike Crow will be number 5. Again, we appreciate all those guys do. We got a youth class that'll have 10. What's up, Jay Stortz? Justin Wills jumping there. Again, this is our 9th and final regular season race of the National Rock Racing Association. We do have one more race after this, which will be our finals. And again, we're pretty stoked about that. That'll be happening at Mid-America Off-Road Park. This is also going to be happening at Dyersburg, Tennessee, at Bikini Bottoms Off-Road Park. This will be the last race ever. So, again, we've all had a lot of awesome memories there. The park owners I love, so I'm hating to see them guys leave. But at the same time, I really, really do love them, and I wish them the best. I wish all of our Icelandic crew the best as well, and I'm sure hopefully they'll be teaming up with us. Clyde talked a few years ago about trying to get some bouncers loaded up in shipping containers and shipped over there, and that was right we were talking about it, kind of figuring a game plan out for that before COVID. And since COVID, that kind of kicked us all back a little bit, so we're trying to figure out the shipping. We had talked initially of trying to get 4 vehicles, 4 bouncers per container, and at that point I think it was going to be about 10 grand. I think five grand there, 10 grand there. I don't remember exactly. I remember it was going to be between $2,500 and $5 grand, I think, round trip, depending on how many we could get in there and stuff. So it would be awesome if we could pack 4 in there, 5 in there. And I would still love to do that. I would still love to have an Icelandic trip where we, try to get, at least 4, but like 8 to 12 buggies over to Iceland and race in Iceland, because that would be super, super awesome. Again, a little harder to do sometimes with, time constraints. I think getting them there was easy. Getting them back was much harder. Just by the way the shipping routes go and logistically time getting in and out ports. But I would love to see that happen still. I know we've done, different stuff, but that would be really neat to see in the future. Fingers crossed we could make something like that happen. But just kind of cool. And again, like I said, I love racing Dyersburg and our Icelandic people I got to meet and hang out with there. And I have a lot of friendships I bonded with. So that's super exciting. And I appreciate all those guys. But without further ado, we'll go ahead and do our youth class. Starting with Ava Garner, number 4 for Ava Garner. Blake Heckley, number 2 for Blake Heckley. Brentley Havens, number 3, Mr. Cowboy Hat himself. Brody Pierman, number 8. Mr. Brody's part of that Digging Deeper crew. Next is Clara Holback, number 7. Collier Holback is number 1. Little Collier will be number 1. Dallas Heckley is number 10. Gatlin Wills, number 9. Hunter Vargo, number 5. And Ramsey Trainer, number 6 from Ramsey Trainer. And that was our youth class. As always, I will get all of these numbers put into the driver group, Facebook for the season driver group. And if you have any other questions and you're not there and you're wanting to check this out and you're watching this video, let me know. I know we have Craig is probably not in the driver group. Let me know and I'll tell you your number. Well, you already know it because you're in here. Anybody who's not a season driver or not in the season driver group, let me know, and I'll get this list to you. That way you can know your order. And it's kind of nice to know who's going in front of you, who's going right behind you. Try to always be prompt when you're in your spot. Again, we have people down there trying to help keep everybody organized. If you have an issue, mechanical issue, just go up and tell us, hey, listen, I have a flat tire, we're changing a tire, changing a belt or whatever. Let them know as advanced as possible, and we don't have any problem working you in. I know we've, taken time before and had people issues, a mechanical issue. We understand this is a very rough and rugged sport. Sometimes things happen that are not foreseen as you're barrel rolling down a hill, and so there's 3 or 4 guys thrashing on a buggy. If there's any way we can still get you up to the starting line and get you in time, I know, Bubba Bacon and Tim Cameron, you say all the time, I would rather beat you straight up than beat you because something broke. To me, that's kind of a lame way. It's like 2 boxers fighting and one guy being sick. You didn't really see them both fight their best, and you never want to win that way. It's always unfortunate. Again, luckily, most of the guys we have are racers that jumping in there. Really will help out. I know I see Jay Stort's name on there. He's helped me with his tools. I've ran one of his spare tires before to race, so a lot of guys want to see another guy do their best so that way they can, again, beat him straight up. I know we've seen very interesting bets so far this year, including haircuts. Even the Mohawk was looking good on a racer earlier this year, so we appreciate all those side bets. It's always fun to watch those. Again, we appreciate this park. I really, really have a lot of fun there. I've had a lot of amazing memories, which hopefully, again, we can share some more this final weekend. I'm sure we have a lot of cool stuff going on. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to the Holbacks. They had a dinner, a burger dinner they hosted, and we appreciate that. And we had an absolute blast. It was a really good time. I tried to post a couple pictures again in the season driver group, so maybe some videos, and that was a lot of fun. And I really appreciate them stepping up and taking care of that. And that was a lot of fun. And that having that after time to kind of chill and hang out and have a good time, we really, really appreciate. As well as there's a ski trip planned. We've all kind of Clyde talked a little bit about it in the driver group. So that'll be a lot of fun for some of the drivers. It'll be a really good time to get away and not during a race time. We don't have to worry about a buggy putting it together. We're renting the skis so we can just hop on them, go run around, have a good time. We're looking forward to that a lot. So really appreciate everybody. What's up, Sarah? Adam Kuntz is jumping in there. Justin Wills. Craig, what's up? Scott's in there. Mr. Braden Upchurch is in there. So, yeah, it's going to be, yes, Janet Browder's in there. Yes, the Browder family is no stranger to rock bouncing as well. They've definitely hammered down, and it will be a very long day of racing. Yes, Janet. And I'm excited. I love, again, first and foremost, I always say I have to put my fan hat on at the heart of racing. I love it, but I'm also at the heart of racing. I am just a fan. I like watching guys in big, loud vehicles rip by as much as the next guy in the fan stands as well. And I love that. That's where I am, and I try to always go back to the core. If we're making a big decision passion for racing or something, I try to always go back and put my racer hat away and put the fan hat on, and because at the heart I am just a fan. That's why I started doing it, because I loved it so much. I really enjoy it, and I am so excited. 27 bouncers. We got some OGs coming out. We got some guys like John Campbell dusting it off and coming out to bang around with us, and I think we're gonna have again a really good time. Matt Schuessler, I am so geeked. That guy did like a a ballerina somersault gainer triple flip with a rock bouncer. I think that was the first somersault I ever saw in midair in a bouncer. Again, wild ride. His bouncer now that he has is Bad Influence. I'm sure that will be kind of crazy as well. Bounty. I just saw somebody say something about Bounty. I didn't even do the Bounty drawing yet. What a slacker. There's 10 of those. 14, 13, 16, 15, 11, 12. There's 10 of them, right? Yeah. Good thing you said something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I didn't even see that. Josh Kropinski would have murdered me. Yeah, so this is going to be a really awesome race because it holds so many memories, and it is the last time we're going to race there. I'm going to plead with the owner while we're there to see if he can let me, see if he'll let us race there maybe again, in the future, and see if there's any way we can do that, but we'll see. Yes, we'll do the UTV Bounty, draw them up. Austin Tidwell, number 1. Again, he does a great job. Number 1, Casey Howe. Number 3, Dan Carter. Dan the Man Carter, number 4. Part of that Rocklife. Again, this race will be sponsored by Rocklife Off-Road. Huge shout out to all the Rocklife crew guys. They help out. I know they've brought their trailer and sold parts at races before. Usually this is one of the races they bring the full trailer and they try to sell some parts. Some to sling some to the shop, but also it's great kind of support for racers. You can always run down there. They brought down some Pit Vipers before, so I got some Pit Vipers from them, so shout out to them. One day I had forgotten mine at home, and they brought a set down, and I appreciated it. I rocked my teal Pit Vipers all weekend, which was super, super awesome. So appreciate them. I know they do a lot for Dan, and they support the sport as well, so we appreciate them and the whole Rocklife Off-Road crew. DC Thompson, number 9. Again, Mr. Send It himself. Josh Kropinski, number 2. Again, the guy we've been no stranger to the podium this year. Kyle Risky, number 6. Madison King, number 5. Nathan King, number 8. Nathaniel Bell, number 10. And Tyler Bradley, number 7. Again, Tyler's one of our seasoned drivers as well. He does a great job. I think that's on my list now, right? Okay, we got Bouncers, we got VIN Class, we got UTV Cup, UTV Stock, UTV Bounty, and our Youth Class. Yeah, we have a ton of racing. Janet Browder was saying there on, her son has a killer TikTok. Definitely go check that out. He has a ton of killer videos on there. A ton of Cherokee videos, which are super, super cool to see. Well, I don't see anybody asking questions, so I think I don't have much else to say. If anybody has any other questions, comments, concerns, shoot me a message or Clyde a message. Drivers, post in the drivers group. Maps, I know maps are a thing. We will post maps probably Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere in there. And if you don't have the maps by Wednesday or Thursday, let me know, and I'll get them shot over to you guys. And if not, we will see you guys soon.